Sure, sure. I did receive, I should note for council that I received an email from Trevor Sype. This email was addressed to both the clerk and the Reed. And Trevor was looking for more information on, or for clarification on the closed meeting investigator service, and wanted to confirm that North Huron Council was aware of the fact that the investigator services provided by the ombudsman are provided free of charge. And I can't speak for council, but it was based on my observations. I believe the council was aware that the ombudsman does not charge for those services, and that council accepted the clerk's recommendation to retain Local Authority Services Limited, who transfer their authority to Amberley Gavel Limited. Amberley Gavel Limited provides closed meeting investigator services to about 135 municipalities. They do charge a retainer. They also charge a per hour fee if there is an investigation. I think it's noteworthy that LAS and Amberley Gavel work very closely together to provide education and training for municipal councils with respect to closed meeting provisions and openness and transparency and good governance practices. So I think there's some value-added services there that LAS and Amberley Gavel provide to municipal councils that the ombudsman does not provide. I know the council accepted the clerk's recommendation at the last council meeting to go with Local Authority Services Limited, and the bylaw before you tonight is a bylaw to authorize the reading clerk to sign an agreement between LAS and North Huron. So just wanted to note that I received that email. Is that fair with you?
Rob?
I'd just like to say that I did a lot of my own investigation on this. Initially, I thought that it was a no-brainer. You would choose the ombudsman because it's a free service. But in getting feedback from a number of communities, there are some drawbacks that people have experienced. My biggest objection to the ombudsman's approach to this is what I consider false advertising, in that almost every publication that comes out of the office with regard to closed meeting investigation, he indicates that all of the communities in Ontario that don't use their services are just shopping for an easy way out, and that is absolutely false. We more than half of the lower tier municipalities in Ontario use LAS services. I don't know how many use other services that are available, as we did prior to this past year. The other comment that I have from, and this is from a number of sources, is that when there is a, let me go back a little bit. When there is a complaint lodged on the basis of the use of closed meetings, sometimes there is no violation. Sometimes there are some minor procedures that have been overlooked by the group, and they get that corrected. And sometimes they've been deliberately going behind closed doors in order to do business without people knowing about it, which is criminal. But there's a very, very strong feeling amongst many communities that even when they're not guilty of any terrible obstruction or mismanagement of the closed meeting privilege, there seems to be a lot of publicity drawn out particularly by the Ombudsman's office. I think they're trying to sell their services, and I think that, in a sense, that's almost a conflict of interest in terms of, so that's why I voted to use LAS, because I'm familiar with some of the people in the organization that have been set up to do their closed meeting investigation, and they are absolutely honest and very direct, and they're not going to give any community a free ride in terms of investigation. They are as reliable and as honest and as objective as the Ombudsman's office. They're not a second-rate outfit. And I think that the $330 a year is a small price to pay. And we don't intend to ever slip up and have a closed meeting violation ever. We've never had one so far, and we don't intend to get into them if we can avoid them.
Any other discussion? Okay, bylaw number 15, 2014. Being a bylaw to authorize the legal clerk to sign on behalf of council an investigator service agreement between the corporation of the Township of North Huron and local authority services. And Rodney seconds. Any discussion? This is 1, 2, and 3. Yes. All in favor? Carried.
Just one added note.
Okay?
There are costs involved, whether you use the other costs that involve, whether you use the ombudsman or another service, and that is the lawyers that you have to hire to defend yourself against the ombudsman or against the other investigator. Because even if you're guilty, you have the right to be represented. So that's just.
Okay. Moving to